India, and good morning to the ones watching from US, and good day to wherever you're watching from. So right now we are here for the book club sharing, and we have Heisnam Jogen Singh, who is the teacher at Kendriya Vidyalaya Loktak, joining in from Manipur. So I'm really excited to hear about the book from him, which he has selected, which is When Bad Things Happen to Good People by Harold Kushner. So with that, welcome to our show.
Okay. Thank you, Monica, for giving me such a nice chance to share some of my words to the viewers.
So to start with, can you share a little bit about yourself, your background?
Okay. I was born at Thanga village in Bishnupur district, Manipur. So my schooling was at Thanga High School up to class 10. So after that, for plus 2 course, I went to Johnston Higher Secondary School. So after for graduation, I got admission at Dem College of Science. So after getting graduation, so there was 1 year study break because of some family problem. And after that, I went to Banaras Hindu University for my MSc course in physics. After completing my MSc course, and I come back home and I joined as a teacher at a private school in Manipur, Human Resource Development Academy, a premier school in Manipur. So after serving near about 16 years in this school, so luckily I got job for Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan and joined as PGT Physics in 2014. And my first posting was at Kendriya Vidyalaya ONGC Agartala. And after 2 years service there, so I got transfer at KV Loktak, Manipur. Now I am in my state, Manipur, and I am trying to contribute my best for my state. This was.
Awesome. So do you want to share a little bit? You said you had 1 year break in your studies. What happened? Do you want to share a little bit about your
So because
background? I do also want to hear a little bit about Thanga, about growing up in that place.
Okay. So it is an island in Loktak Lake. So most of the people there, the main job is fishing. So when I was kid there and during my schooling, the main occupation of my father was tailoring. Sometimes he used to go for fishing, and the people there they suffer a lot because they do not have paddy field. Mostly they depend on the Loktak Lake. They used to go early morning for fishing and return back home at late evening. So next day, one of the family members will go to market to sell the fish. So whatever amount they got by selling those fish, so they try to maintain their houses, family, and then they use their expenditure for education of their children. Very hardship lifestyle there. And during my study after graduation, so there was 1 year study break. I did not get any chance to study MSc, and during that 1 year, so I was earning myself by doing poultry farm and by doing home tuitions for some students. And from that much earning, and with help of my brother and the father, next year I got a chance to go to Banaras Hindu University for my MSc course. So that much amount, so I got admission there after after waiting for about 4 years there. So there was a bit struggle during my study life as a student. So this is Mas Monica.
Okay. No, thank you for sharing. And I always love to talk about, how we grow up because,
Uh,
we should be very proud of our background and the hardship which went there. And I think many of our viewers are students. And I want to give inspiration that if you are in any situation similar, with financial issues and background,
yes,
you should not give up and see how Sir Jogen has sharing. Like it's so inspiring to hear that, like in Thanga, which I have gone as a child. It's so beautiful, and I long to go there, and I hope I can go there, the next time. The
uh,
problem is
eh,
there is no paddy, so the livelihood is mainly on fishing
yes,
from Loktak.
Loktak.
And you know yeah, so just to be able to have education, you took a break, and then you did part-time job, in terms of fishing, having poultry, and raising the money to be educated. So that's so inspiring for me, and I'm sure it'll be very inspiring to our viewers. And for those who are listening, let's make this session interactive. It would be great, if you can share your thoughts, your comments as we are talking through.
Okay.
So you said you have a brother. How many siblings do you have?
Five siblings, one sister, and my eldest brother. He had been expired. Now I am staying with my second elder brother at Kwakaitel. Uh, so five children in a family. So maintenance, so financial matter, my parents suffered a lot. So when we are grown up and we want to go for higher study, so difficult for them to manage all these matters. So my second
Mm-hmm.
brother, who is staying with me now at Kwakitel, he got a selection for MSc chemistry, and I am also thinking to for further study. So finally, my second brother, who got selection for MSc chemistry, he left his post graduation course, and he did a private school job to manage my financial demand. That is also very much heart touching for me. So when I remember all these stories, I feel very much emotional. So my
So
brothers
tell me,
and
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
uh, my brothers, they are very much helping me and supporting me, encourage me, and so his sacrifice for me, I will never forget in my life.
Hmm.
Uh,
So what about your mother? What does
Now
she
my
do?
mother had been expired in 2005. So during she used to do some small business of fish. She used to go to our localities and to the lake to collect fish. And after collecting that fish, she used to go to Imphal market to sell
Mm,
the fish. And after coming back from Imphal, at the evening also, night time also, she go from one home to another home to collect the fish, dry fishes, and fresh fishes for next day.
mm,
So actually, I miss. her also. Sometimes I feel that if she was right now, I will declare that I am the most perfect son of my parents.
Mm.
Sometimes I feel very lonely sometimes. And one day also, I talked to Madam Sarojini, and I don't know how that came. My emotion, I could not control my emotion, so I was crying through the fall, and Madam consoled me a lot.
Mm.
And so the speech, the words Madam has spoken to me, it makes in touch with my mother. So it,
Mm. You,
it makes
you
very
remember
much
your
emotional.
mom through her words,
Yes.
right? So I just want to mention to our viewers about a very special project which Ima, Sir Jogen, and myself did long back, and I don't remember exactly which year it was,
Okay.
but it was called
Imul.
Imul.
Yes.
Ima Ipa Mitna Uber Lining. So that
Okay.
was actually my very first project in public. That's when I really appreciate the hardship, of parents, specifically in our background, where they try their best, to give us the opportunity what they may not have, to give us the education. And so we started this project, wherein it was more like a campaign, and we wanted to spread the words about Imaipa Pinna Ubalaini and take a moment to talk about parents, to write about it. And we had an essay competition. And I
Yes.
remember Sir Jogen was collaborating in Manipur, and at that time I was in Bangalore,
Yes.
I think.
Yes. Yes.
So, do you remember that project? And tell me why you participated in that project and took the leadership, and you were the one who reached out to students. And I know that some students, we were asking them to write essays, and we had kind
Yes.
of a competition.
Yes.
So I was very inspired at that time when you stepped up for that project, and wanted to take a moment in today's show
Yes.
to show my gratitude for that, for participating in my very first public project, which we did together. And I think that was my first step for a public project. And then came Finding the Voices, which was again years after. So tell me about what you remember about that project and why did you do it?
Okay. Thank you, Monica. So actually, the theme of the organization project. So I love it. So we organize essay competition among the school students. So I went from one school to another school, from one district to another district, to campaign for this through school teachers. So a large number of students participated in that essay program, hoping that they will be morally boosted. They may get moral booster. So parents, we are also told by the elders that parents are God. So this is about moral value to the young people, young generation, and all depends on, I think, moral values. When moral values are degrading, social crimes are coming up gradually. So today's my book is also about moral values also. It is, I think it is also good. So after organizing essay competition, so for felicitation program, there was at Hotel Excellency, I remember.
Yes, I
Yeah.
remember that.
So we organized one felicitation program there. So parents and students, they were participating, and they gave a good positive comment for the program. So I hope it will be good if it can be continued in the coming days, Monica.
Yeah, no, that was a beautiful program. I remember
Yeah.
that. And at that time, when we started that, we did a little bit of fundraising so that we can give as prize. And,
Yes.
some generous people had donated, including IMA, European Manipur Association. I remember that they
Yes.
contributed to us, and we were very excited. And we gave, some amount to the participants. And in excellency, what I remember was, I remember both my mom and dad was there, and my
Yes. Yes.
my father also spoke, gave a speech at the end. My mother gave a speech, so it was very, very special for me. And I think, sir, your parents also came, right, at that
Yes.
time?
Yes. My parents also came.
Yeah,
Uh,
both Baba and Ima came.
yes, both Baba and Mama. And
Yeah, we should look up those pictures, because I'm thinking now that, we think about it, it's so special, right? And now, I'm hearing that Ima is no longer there, at your
yes,
end, and for me, my father has passed away. And I think that memory is so great that we celebrated it, and it was a tribute for both of us, also to our parents at that moment.
yes,
All right, so
yes.
yeah, definitely, I love projects like that, and I think we continue, right, with gratitude, with showing, talking about people who matters to us. And I think that's a good segue. And in today's program, I know it's a book club, but I do want to hear about who you would want to give your gratitude to for today.
Okay, for today, so I want to share my gratitude to my father, and who is encouraging me continuously. So even though he has no money, so somehow he managed by borrowing from his friends to reach my position, my present position. Now, he is bedridden because of brain stroke,
Hmm.
and nearly about 1 years. So during this lockdown period also, so sometimes we talk to him to take care about his health, and he is improving now. And but actually, I cannot express by words what I should say about my father. So he is just like God to me. So during my childhood, what he took care about me for my brothers and sisters. So sometimes I think that we cannot do what he had did for us. So my present position is because at least want to give my appreciation and the thanks to my father.
Yeah, that's so
Yes, yes.
beautiful. So where is Baba now? Like,
Baba
he's
is at
not well.
Thanga with my brother
Mhm.
right now, and
Okay.
mm, when he was physically fit, he used to come here at Cocktail. So sometimes he reached Cocktail before we wake up in the morning. So he knocks at the gate. So he has reached. So
Right.
very much supportive to the family.
Hmm. So, can you share a little bit of, I guess, memories about growing up with your father, and what did you learn, as a child? Uh, like, what memories come to you when you think about your
So
father and childhood?
during childhood, father used to teach us. So he was teaching Manipuri language or reading skill like that. So there is one thing I never forget. So that was in class 8 time. So I was going to Moirang market with my cousin brother. to buy books. So cousin brother was suggesting me that today we should go to movie hall, and we went there. And after so after seeing the movie, we came back home. So that was late evening. So father was very much annoyed that till now I am not coming back home. So he was asking me why you are so late. So I told him that so I was seeing movie with my cousin brother. So father was very much angry. So he started beating me with his apple. So from that day, so I don't know, I have some change in my mindset, and I should study seriously like that. So that is one. Even though my father was beating me during that time,
Yeah. But you learned your lesson and you became more diligent in your studies.
because of my father, and there is a circular shape structure of from the floating biomass in
Mm-hmm.
Loktak Lake. So some small bundles of water hyacinth, they are kept in that circle, and that is the room for breeding of fishes. So when there is some evidence, some uh, evidence of uh, breeding fishes, so it is round up with large cloth up to the bottom of the lake. And after removing all the water hyacinth, so using net, we used to catch fish. So that is also experience in my life during childhood with my father. And he was also teaching me tailoring, so how to handle a sewing machine. So sometimes he gave me some small job. Okay, light has gone.
Okay. All right. So this is
Okay,
a
it
real live
is.
telecast about Manipur, where
Yeah.
we are having the broadcast and the light went off. All right.
uh,
We can continue. I think the
yes.
view is good enough.
Yeah. So I am using lamp more
You're
from
using
more.
lamp now.
Uh, so it. So
Today only
I
we
will
were talking
I
about my
yeah
mamba, buddhi
my
mamba, and I thought in Manipur now, the light is coming,
coming.
regularly, but it
Yes,
looks
yes.
like it is not. Now it is back.
Yeah. No, it is from inverters.
Oh, it is from
I'm
inverter.
using
Okay,
inverter.
got it.
Uh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, so no, that's so awesome to hear about your childhood. And now that you are in Kendriya
Vidyalaya.
Vidyalaya in Loktak, has things changed from when you were small and the education system now?
Yes. Some education system during my childhood and the present education system totally different. Is I grown
Totally
up in
different.
village, so the schooling at village, it is totally different compared to the schools at main city. When I came at Johnston for 10 plus 2 course, I was very much surprised and motivated after seeing the different students coming from different places of Manipur and having different brought ups of family. And I was thinking that I have lost a good chance of my primary school life after seeing those my friends. So
Mm,
actually, during my primary life, so no good school, no good infrastructure. So I used to go to my school with a bag, pedi bag, so bora.
mm,
So
mm.
we used to sit on that mat, just like a simple mat, and sometimes we used to wash it in Sundays and for next Monday. So the present schooling system and schooling during my childhood totally different. Nowadays, ICT techniques, information
Got it.
technology, and the many changes now. At present also, due to COVID-19 outbreak, I'm continuing my online classes with my students. So,
That's so awesome to hear. So
so
which year did you pass your metric?
there was in 1988.
1988.
Huh.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, so
and
I'm just trying to put that context because you said, right, when you grew up in
uh,
Thanga and when you went to the primary school at that time, right? So that
yes,
is in the 70s, late 70s, I guess.
yes, less 70s.
Yeah, late 70s. You were carrying a gunny bag to go
Anyway,
to the
yes,
school so
yes,
that you can, you can sit and listen to the class.
yes,
So I just wanted everyone to, understand that that's not like many years ago, right? I have heard about that story from my father and my mother, but I have not personally experienced it. Um, so it is like important for us to acknowledge, like, how it was before, and now you're saying that, okay, now things have changed, and you
okay,
yourself during this lockdown, you're using technology and you're doing online classes so that students will continue to learn.
yes.
Yeah, that's absolutely wonderful.
So such type of facility. So it was. So sometimes I used to talk to my students that just joking to them, if I were getting this.
Okay, so we lost Sir Jogen for a moment, so while he's connecting, uh, let me look into the comment, and yeah, maybe I should wait for him to join in because I do want him to hear the comments. Yeah, so just to highlight on his sharing, it's so inspiring to hear about someone who had grown up in a village, who had to struggle to get education, um, and so much of gratitude he has for his parents, for his upbringing, and it's so inspiring. And I love doing such shows. So I do invite our listener to join in, to come up to our show, talk about gratitude. Let's talk about the things you are inspired about. And definitely, we can be sharing about books, which is, the main theme for this show. So let me share the picture which we referred about Sir Jogen's father, whom he nominated. So you can look at this. This is the picture about, picture of Sir Jogen with his father. His father was a fisherman, and also a tailor, and he and his wife, who was again selling fish by going to the village, and then collecting it and reselling it, coming to the market of Imphal. So that's the background, we have. And from that money, the education of the children are catered to. And sometimes you don't have, you can't cater to the money. And it even leads to having breaks. So Sir Jogen was sharing that he had a break of 1 year because he could not afford the fees. And he came back home, he helped with the fishing, he did poultry, and saved money so that he can continue the education. So we all have a very special background. And I just want, if you're listening and you are in that situation, I want you to understand that, you should not be uh, sad about that situation, and we should really be inspired. And then we have Sir
Okay.
Jogen back. Yeah, that's fine. So we were just talking and sharing the picture of you and your Baba and talking about
Okay.
your background. So good to have you back.
Okay. Thank you.
So what I wanted to do is, before I go into our next segment, which is the book, I just want to share with you, some of the comments. A lot of your students are watching.
Yeah.
Pinky Samjet Saban says, Sir Jogen. Uh, Martin Moiranthem
Yes.
also commented, Sir, we have a big credit for you.
Okay. Thank
Vidya
you all.
Lakshmi, yeah, Vidya Lakshmi Longjam says, Sir Jogen. Subhash
uh,
Laishram, I am very happy to see my beloved Sir Jogen. Sachin Rajkumar, so happy to Sir. Muttum Ranjana Devi, happy to see you, Sir. Roger Rajkumar, Sir Jogen. Uh, Amarjit Kunja Mayum, happy to see you, Sir. Amarjit Kundrakpam, miss you, Sir. Thasana Sanji, Sir, miss you. I am guessing that they must be from HRD.
yes. Yes. Most of them are from HRD.
Yeah, Sir Udabakuire, Amarjit Kundrakpam. Sir, bring me to the world of physics.
Okay.
Mocha me Sir Si Udakuire. Jiten Oinam. Sir, your experience gives us a lot of inspiration to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dina Fish, sir, I love you. Your student, managing director of Dina, Heidi.
Okay. Okay. I know him.
Okay. Yoi Mayai Mongsaba. Good evening, sir. Hope Corona is well. So thank you, to everyone who commented. Let's keep this session interactive. So do post in your comment, share it, because I love sharing stories of our community. We need to get to know each other better and share our thoughts. And ideas, and be connected. So with that, we'll move to the segment for book, and I'm going to hand it over to you to talk about when bad things happen to good people.
Okay. So coming to this session, so I am thanking you all who are giving comments, who are sharing comments in, in this live session. So now I will go to the book session. So I have this, today's book is this. I think most of them might be seeing this. So when bad things happen to good people. So by seeing this title, I was very much inspired. I was thinking that I should do this book. So when I was in Agartala, one of the parents of my student, he has presented me this book. So at that time I could not read the book because of daily routine work of my school. So at KV, at Kendriya Vidyalaya, so paperwork is much a lot. So we have to complete this work in before this date, before that hour. So when I am getting time, I used to read some books, some novels also. So at my school life and the student life, so I hardly read some novels. But after joining this KV, so I start reading some novels and some uh, books related to physics other than textbooks. So next time if I get a chance, I also thinking that I will share about a book. This is about physics. This is about life. Written by author is Walter Lewin, a famous professor of MIT, America. Uh, Name of the book is For the Love of Physics. So I will share with my students if I am getting a chance for such a program. So coming back to today's session about the book When Bad Things Happen to Good People. So sometimes we feel that there is a God. There is God is the creator of the universe. Most of the people believe it, but how far science has proved who created the universe? It is till now it is unseen. It cannot be proved. So, however, we cannot explain any miracle, anything which we do not want to happen occur. Sometimes we believe that it is God that makes the who is making all. Okay.
No, no, yes, yes, we can hear you.
Yes, yes. So it is book about moral values of human being, about some what should we do, what we how to behave to others. So how do we perceive ideas like that? So in the book, when I am reading the book, so there is there are two persons, Helen and Job. So they suffer in their life, and sometimes they are thinking that are they bad men? They are not good like that. So if bad things happen to good people, they are thinking that are they bad people like that. So this narration about Helen and Job, it is very much interesting, and the book in some chapter emphasize that God is in charge of all. So God is everything. It comes from God. So if all all thing in the universe not created by the God, why do we pray to God? That is the message in this book. So sometimes if there is a very pandemic disease suffering, we used to pray God. So in the chapter Helen, who is as all women, staying with her husband and son, one day after coming back from a dinner party, he was fallen uh, near her door, house door. So his husband was joking to her that, "Are you coming with wine?" like that. Are you drunkard like that? So that simple word, even though joke from husband's side, Helen was feeling uh, unwell by listening to that word. So next day she visited to a medical expert, and she was advised to take rest for a long time. Otherwise, she will suffer from nerve degeneration disease, and sometimes he may need wheelchair lifelong. So after that advice, her husband, he was very much shocked, and his joke what he had did yesterday night, that makes him unhappy. So he was taking care of her wife, and at that, because of that situation, Helen was thinking that, is it because of bad thing she had did in her life? So she used to pray to God for her health, and at means at the last moment, we human beings go to God for self motivation, to get inner strength to face all the problems in their life. So I think this book is very much motivational and spiritual in some areas also, and some nice quotations from Bible also, some nice words also. Some we can learn something from this book, I think so. So there is one quotation, I think that is, I sometimes used to remember that and used to tell to my colleagues that a surgeon, medical surgeon, who use knives for operation to treat the disease of a person, to the person who needs a surgery. So the people who do not know about this medical science, they might be thinking otherwise. He is using a knife. He may kill that person. So he makes the person cure from their disease. And at that portion, I have actually, but I have forgotten the exact quotation of the line. So whatever a surgeon can cure a patient with his knife. And so every knife people using to hold it cannot cure everything. So if a lunatic people, if he is using knife, that is not just like a medical surgeon like that. So whatever knife a medical surgeon uses, that is for one purpose, and if a lunatic person used to keep his knife at my neck, it will be very much difficult situation. Such type of good messages are in this book, and I think so. I also suggest to most of the viewers, if they please read this book, they will be benefited internally. So after reading this book, I get inner strength of my mind.
That is
So
awesome.
this,
So what I'm hearing is sometimes, when bad things happen, people
yes,
tend to analyze and think that, oh, maybe it is because of something I did. Maybe
yes,
because I'm a bad person and that's why the bad things are happening. So the
yes.
message is kind of like, okay, I think in this book it says that.
Something bad things means something might be behind this.
Mm,
So if we are not knowing that cause, we used to go to God.
mm,
So if, even though if he is not getting good after that bad situation, So sometimes we think that who is God like that. It is in the book like that. So main message in the book is that to forgive, to help other peoples. It is just like God. This is
Mm,
main message of the book. And there are many different people in this world. Some may be good, some may be bad, some different moral values. And so one portion I remember from this book related to science, like that.
mm,
So the siblings of a family, of a parent, they have different character, sometimes different face, different character, different behavior, different way of lifestyle. How it is in the book. So the nice portion in the book is related to biology science. So during mating or during in the reproduction system, so a million sperms are coming out, and a million eggs are coming out. So there is probability of fertilization, which is sperm will fertilize which egg. So like that in the society, there are many people whose fertilization sperms are different. Because of that, we are getting different people of different thinking, different approach, different lifestyle. This is just a probability of selecting a right choice. So when we are doing something for some job or some work, we use our knowledge and experience. We choose which should be done, which should not be done. That selection mainly depends on knowledge and the experience. So those people who are not having any knowledge and any experience, please see what they may choose in their life. So that makes a bad thing in our life. This is in this book.
okay. Is there any small reading you can do from that book?
Yes, I can do. So I will. I choose first chapter. This is why do the writers suffer? Why do people who do good work suffer? And there is a few line which I think it is very good. So I want to read out this now. This is, I think, from Bible. How great are your deeds, O Lord! Your thoughts are very deep. The ignorant man does not comprehend them, nor does the fool understand them. When the wicked spring up like grass, the workers of iniquity flourish. It is that they may be destroyed forever. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree, and grow mighty like a cedar of Lebanon, to declare that the Lord is upright. My row is whom there is no unrighteousness. This portion I use to remember sometimes by opening this portion. This is the portion I want to share to the viewers and you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Uh,
All right. So, is there anything else you want to add about the book?
so I think it is uh, interesting book, and motivation also. It is sometimes related to spiritual area also. So we need some spiritual sense for to boost up moral values. So if when moral values are decreasing, social crimes are increasing. Uh, if we read this book in deep sense, I think some of the behaviors can be corrected. That much money.
Absolutely beautiful. All right. All right. So I forgot to ask you. So in your school, you are teaching physics, right?
Yes, yes,
So it is very interesting, people of science now integrating with spirituality and looking inward. I myself have a science background, computer science, and I think we
okay,
all, are attracted with this, the spiritual side in each of us. So I just wanted
yes,
to share that, that yes, we are advancing, science is there, but spirituality is also very important to balance the society and thoughts and
yes.
integration of human beings. So which classes do you teach in your school? Which grade?
Mm, 11 science and
11.
12 science, class 11 and class 12. But
Oh,
I am given to teach science in class 7 also.
okay.
So teaching those kids science at my first class, I was very much confused because there much basics I'm not teaching earlier. So after it goes to basic. So now I enjoy it. So going to basic and teaching from grassroots. Now I enjoy it to the students of about 10, 11, 12 years old. So they are how to motivate them. It is also my another lesson to learn from them. So
Yeah,
by associating
absolutely.
with those kids, those students of very young age, so that gives some extra experience to me how to teach them. So I have a little bit experience from my students. It is I'm getting my experience from my students.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah, we
uh,
always learn, even from the little ones.
uh, uh, so they
So,
are they never feel shy in asking questions. Sometimes they come to my room and ask some unrelevant questions, some other questions, and after hearing those questions, I feel surprised. But those questions I am not sharing in this platform now.
uh,
So, so I used to uh, give some otherwise answer because to give answer for those questions what they want to know from me. So slightly modify answer I used to give to them. But this is one a part of enjoying classroom also. A part how to enjoy in the classroom also. And nice to associate with these young students of class 7 also.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
uh,
Yeah, so I want to share about a project which I am doing. So it's a personal growth, personality development series, which I call Finding Yourself. And we
okay,
started this, a couple of months ago, and I have been meeting with people once a month where we get together, where we identify, how we want to grow, and we cover things about, confidence, about toxic behavior, and a lot of
okay,
things which would be useful for personal growth. And of course, I am campaigning for gratitude, which is one of the main factor which can, or the first step which would bring peace to oneself. And if you are grateful, then the other things in your mind would go away, and you create space for that gratitude. So I
Yes,
really
yes,
want
sure.
to, yeah, I really want to come, interact, collaborate with teachers, and I want to have session with students, and I hope I can do that with your school and with your students. So I just wanted to share about this project which I have started, and it's been really
Yes,
interesting, and I do that online right now. And we do like this, we have a class, and we share our minds openly and support each other, because I think that if, for example, a child is being bullied,
yes,
having a
yes,
community is very important for the child to not to feel that, oh, I'm alone, right? So if the child or the young teenager knows that, oh, I am bullied, but I have people who in my community who can back me up, that's a lot of courage. And yeah, so I
yes,
wanted
yes,
to share that to our listeners too, that we have Finding Yourself, we have
yes,
a Facebook group. Let's join together so that we can work on our personal growth. If you're not very confident, we can there are certain tools
yes,
to be confident, and whatever areas it may be. So yeah, so I wanted to share that.
yes. That is good.
Oh, yeah, so
So
is there,
I wa-
sorry, go ahead.
so this is personal information for you. Uh, I have informed to Madam about this. So luckily this year, 2020, my KV headquarter has nominated me for Fulbright Distinguished Award,
Oh,
and
awesome.
we five nominated. So final for that also, uh, I am waiting for finalists from KV side. My name has been nominated, and if my name came in finalists, I am thinking positively for this also. So I will be there at America for 5 months
Oh, okay.
for
Congratulations.
for
Yes,
training.
definitely. Good,
For
good, good.
the program is from January to 2021. So I cannot say right now what may be the program because of this present situation of COVID-19. So that
Right.
moment I got that nomination letter from my KV headquarter. I was very much happy and wanted to inform to you also. So
Yes, I'm so happy to hear
I
that,
may be getting some experiences of schooling and how to teach as a teacher and to grow my profession. So I was happy
yeah.
that I may learn something from America like that.
Right, right. Yeah, we look forward for you to coming, and I'm sure this COVID-19 situation will, go away, and everything will come back to normal. So yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Do you know which area you would be coming, or that is not yet
Mm,
finalized?
it is not yet finalized. I think last year it was in, I have forgotten, Melbourne like that. Is there Melbourne?
Okay.
Okay.
Melbourne. Maybe it's a city, or yeah, but that's fine. We
Uh,
can look it up. But
uh,
wherever you are
no,
going,
Melbourne. It was.
you have to come to Maryland.
So
That's where I am, very close to Washington D.C., and I'll be happy to host you and take you around
and
a bit and show the places around here. So really, really exciting to hear that. So
okay.
congratulations once again.
Thank you.
All right, so
Uh,
I am going to share some more comments which came up. We are at time. Uh, so let's see, where did I leave the last comment? Okay, so Narjid Yumnam says, Udabakwire sir,
yes.
Roshan Kumukcham, Tamo, only
Yes.
few could able to connect and inspire the students in this modern world, and you are one of them. Great to see you in Facebook Live.
Roshan Kumuksham is, I think, he's in Kolkata right now. He's, I think, manager. I have forgotten his exact post. Manager in Hyundai company in Kolkata.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's awesome, like the role of
Yes.
teachers, inspiration. And as we can see, there are so many of your students watching, and I'm so proud to see them interacting and giving thanks, right? Like, again, like giving gratitude and thankfulness is like really going to connect all of us. We have comment from Dayananda Thingujam. Great to see you, sir, after a long time.
So
Kiran,
I love you all.
yeah,
So,
yeah, go ahead.
so being a teacher. So when the pass out students, when they show gratitude at that moment, I feel this is the price of being a teacher.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Kiran Thangjam says, good to see you, sir. One of the best physics teacher.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then you can also see that, it's an absolute beautiful balance of science and spirituality. As you can see, Sir Jogen has been very, influential in projects like Imol, Ima Ipap Mitna Ubalaini. And now, with this book sharing and gratitude, we all have this common thread that, yes, we love science, but also we have that love for spirituality.
Thank you.
Then we have a comment from Mainam Buddhi Chandra. I am now motivated to read the same book, Thagachari Sir, Amadi Madambu.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
the point
him.
of sharing books, right? Like, because I also didn't know about this book. Now I'm going to look it up, and, we always can use more books.
Okay.
Jiten Oinam, Sir, you have highlighted a brief idea of this book. It's quite interesting, sir. Please let me know what is your feeling after reading such a great book.
Okay. After reading this book, I get inner peace of mind.
Beautiful. Inner peace.
Yes.
Very good. Then we
And
have another. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
this is my suggestion to you all also to read this book. This is
Yeah.
a recommendation from a physics teacher to read such novels to my students and viewers.
Yeah, and also you got it as a gift, which is very interesting. So, when we give gift, think about books, and I absolutely love books as gift. One time I got a gift from my brother-in-law. The author is Khalil Gibran, and I would have never bought that book if not, or read that book. But because he gave it, I'm like, okay, what is this book about? So sometimes book chosen by someone else could be very refreshing and, give you an introduction of something which you don't think that you would have picked it up by yourself.
Okay. Okay,
Um,
we should never avoid reading books. So from novels, we can learn a lot, which is not experienced from curriculum textbooks. So
okay.
please do read books. And actually, I wanted to make a habit of reading novels, books, and I think we get many benefits from reading the novels. Other than we can uh, improve our vocabulary, and that makes the reading habit. I think if we can read more and more books, that will make a house of knowledge in our mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So there is two more comments which I will share, and then we'll try to wrap this up. Anand Maitai wrote, and forgive me for my pronunciation, but I'm trying to read it out. Dina fish matau na naisille intro se sir na aikoi kauramasu Mm, kay hay na masay kangdre. Mataw sining sing ngamdre soita na yam na kigat pa student na. I I'm not sure how to read this, but yeah, maybe we can take that offline. Sometimes writing Manipuri Meitei script in English could be a little difficult. So the last Donyo ng Tombam na Sir se sumnaha oiraga leire. I
Thank you.
think that was a good last comment. So with that,
Yes.
we can come to a wrapping. I really, want to thank you, Sir Jogen. It's been, personally too, it's been an absolute pleasure to be working on many of the projects we have in the past, and now I look forward to working more with you since you are a teacher and collaborating and working with the students of Manipur. So,
Okay.
as a last message, any words you want to say before we wrap up?
So during with this present situation of COVID-19 breakdown, so I want to share to all the viewers that please follow the guidelines provided by government. So stay home, stay safe, and please respect the frontline staffs who are fighting this COVID-19 panic.
Absolutely beautiful ending.
So,
Yes, to everybody who's watching, thank you so much for making our session interactive. Thank you for your message. And Banti Potsambam says that again, and J. Monica, the hidden gems of Manipur. Thank you so much. And yes, let's all follow the rule, of wherever you are, like listen to your local administration, what they are saying and the guidelines, and let's be respectful of people who are working in the front line, supporting the frontline people, everybody coming together to bring out the best in this situation. With that, we'll end this show, and definitely inviting you to come up to our show and share the books which you love. Thank you so
okay.
much.
Okay. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you. Kurumjari.
Oh, okay. Kurumjari.